What is going on, everyone? How are you all doing? This is Yix here at Magna Crypto, back again for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be comparing Ethereum, Cardano, and Cosmos. So stick around and let's get this show on the road. So the way I'm going to structure this video is a very easy approach. We're not going to be going into a very in-depth level because otherwise this video will take probably 3 hours plus. So we're going to be doing a few comparisons with these three projects. They're similar in many ways, but also different in a lot of ways. So let's get straight into it. First and foremost, just a few technicals. Ethereum out of the three is the leader in almost every way. Well, I think actually, yeah, most ways except a few, and we'll get into some of them in a bit. So the market cap for Ethereum is, of course, the biggest for Ethereum, currently at 176 billion. Cardano, after its recent rise, has gotten to the third spot at 40 billion, almost 41. And Cosmos is a little bit down the list at 19th, and it's got a market cap of 4.4 billion. So in terms of market cap, Cosmos is quite far behind. In terms of 24-hour volume, Cosmos is standing at 485 million, Cardano at 11 billion, and Ethereum at 34 billion. So in terms of 24-hour volume, Cardano is getting about a third of the way towards Ethereum, so not too far away. In terms of circulating supply, there is no max supply for Ethereum. It's constantly minting new ones, but the circulating supply at the moment is 114 million. For Cardano, the circulating supply is 31 billion, and that is out of a total of 45 billion. Cosmos also does not have a max supply. However, the circulating supply at the moment is 238 million. So in terms of the consensus mechanism, Ethereum is currently on proof of work but transitioning into a proof of stake consensus mechanism. Cosmos is using a Tendermint consensus algorithm, and Cardano uses proof of stake. Essentially what that means is once Ethereum transitions over to proof of stake, it's going to be a lot faster in reaching consensus, so it's going to be a lot more scalable in terms of transactions, number of transactions. It's going to be a lot faster, a lot more efficient. So at the moment, Ethereum is the most inefficient out of the three. So what does that mean? Essentially, it means once Ethereum transitions over, one of its major setbacks is the lack of scalability, and this will be resolved. However, many have speculated in terms of how long it will actually take, as they've said many times that the upgrade will be due at a certain time, and they failed to meet the target on a number of occasions. So that's a bit of technicals for the three. So in terms of history out of the three blockchains, Ethereum is the first one. It's the first generation smart contract platform out of the three, and because it's the first one, it's got the first mover advantage. Hence why it's got the lion's share of activity on the network. Most of the dApps and applications get built on Ethereum. It is by far the leader in the dApp space. All the applications are on Ethereum. And most of the developers want to build on Ethereum because it's the most popular. So it's a constant cycle of increasing popularity. Cardano and Cosmos are third generation blockchain. Bitcoin will be the first gen, and then Ethereum will be second, and then Cosmos and Ethereum are third gens. And what this means is the third generation blockchains were able to build on the mistakes of Ethereum. They saw the inefficiency in Ethereum. They saw that it wasn't scalable. They saw the fees that were incurred in using Ethereum. So they were able to build on that and make it a lot more efficient, a lot more cheaper to build on Cardano and Cosmos. So they benefit from the hindsight, from looking at Ethereum, and they were able to make their blockchains much more efficient. So that's the advantage that they have over Ethereum. It's much more easier to upgrade the networks with the latter two, and it's much more easier to make changes. For Ethereum, the reason why it's taken so long to even get close to Ethereum 2.0 is because it was a second generation blockchain, and thus they didn't think that far ahead. They didn't have the capability they barely, in a way, because it was such a new market, they were barely able to understand the technology that they were using and how they will have difficulties to scale and to upgrade going forward. So that was the issue they had after building it and getting to this point. Now, let's look at the actual ecosystems. Now, personally, I always like to look at use cases because you can have the most advanced blockchain, the fastest blockchain, the cheapest blockchain, but if people don't go on the platform and build applications, then it's absolutely useless, as I mentioned in previous videos, and why I'm a fan of Cosmos. If you look at EOS, for example, absolutely gigantic budget, they raised a lot of money, fairly advanced blockchain. However, look at the ecosystem now. It's a joke, in my opinion. Sorry if I offended any EOS fans, but if you look at the hype and the amount of money that they had available and the so-called infrastructure, they were not able to fulfill any of that. Hardly any developers relative to the other ecosystems went to EOS. So it's not necessarily how advanced the blockchain is. It's about are developers actually going to those blockchains to build. So now let's look at Cosmos. So Cosmos has a total market cap. So all the projects that I've built on Cosmos using the Cosmos SDK kit and things of that nature equals $57.6 billion. That's the total market cap of the network. And as mentioned previously, these projects are actually really good projects that have use cases and are actually being used. Like Binance Coin, OKB, Terra, Thorchain, they're all Band Protocol, Akash Network, Kava, Mirror Protocol. They're all projects that are actually being used today and have proper inherent value. Now, if we look at Cardano's only recently upgraded to Goguen, where now it has smart contract capability. And this article came out at the end of last year, saying that decentralized e-commerce platform Bondly will be the first DeFi project to run on the Cardano blockchain as part of the platform's rollout of the Goguen smart contract functionality. So this tells you already, only the end of last year, they've been able to have one DeFi project on the platform. So compare that to Cosmos, which has already $52 billion in total value of the projects on that system. The difference as to how far along the ecosystem has grown. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that Cardano can't catch up, because it is quite popular, and now that it's starting its journey in terms of creating the ecosystem, it could catch up very quickly by all means. But we're looking at it just right now, and Cosmos is way ahead in terms of the projects that have been built on there and the quality of those projects. Now, this is a forum for Cardano where, as it says, you talk about projects, find people to collaborate with. And you can see that there is activity on here. People want to build projects on here. And of course, you can see there's an interest. People are commenting, and there's views, a fair amount of views. So, of course, there's going to be a few projects that are going to start coming out now with Gogen's smart contract update. However, it's still far behind Cosmos. Another article says Cardano has over 100 commercial projects in the pipeline. That's what the CEO Hoskinson says. Of course, this is not reality just yet. You can say there's 1,000 projects in the pipeline, but until you start seeing the projects coming out, churning out, then we can start seeing the evidence and actually believing it. So he says we have Fortune 500 interest, and we have government interest. The Cardano founder was presumably referring to Cardano's recent deal with the African government. Earlier this week, the director of African operations at IOHK, John O'Connor, announced that Cardano is about to secure a contract with the Ethiopian government in Africa. While further details on the status of the project remain undisclosed, the project is anticipated to see millions of users onboarding into the Cardano ecosystem for real-world use. Now, I have heard of this quite some time ago. I think they signed memorandum? They signed something saying that they're going to build something on the Cardano ecosystem, and it's relating to the Ethiopian government. So I have heard of this quite a while ago. So over a year ago, probably. So it can definitely happen, but when is it going to happen? We want to see actual evidence, as it's been spoken about for quite a while. So until we start seeing the projects being built, then we can start saying, okay, the ecosystem is growing. Moving over to the king of DeFi, the king of dApps, which is Ethereum, by far the market leader. This is the total value locked in DeFi at the moment, 37.87 billion, which is down from the peak, which is about 45 billion. So the DeFi ecosystem is by far on Ethereum. It's by far the market leader. Everyone uses Ethereum because all developers are on there. There's a lot of users on there. So it makes sense for a developer to build a project on Ethereum because there's going to be so much usage on Ethereum. So this trend is continuing. As you can see, the trajectory is exponentially going up and higher. So we can only see this increasing throughout the year. So it doesn't look like Ethereum is going to give up much market share to anyone else. Cosmos is taking a little bit. Cardano could very well, you already saw Bondly is looking to build on DeFi, so it could take a little bit of market share, and it probably will. There's not going to be an absolute leader in the sense that it's not going to have, Ethereum's not going to have 100% control over the market. It's going to give up a little bit over time, but at the moment, it's by far the market leader, and I don't see this slowing down too much. Here is another example of use case. So you can see here, these are the crypto fees. Which ones are people actually paying to use? And this shows the real world use case. And you can see Ethereum, $13.6 billion of fees. So that's how much is being spent on Ethereum. And that tends to increase the more activity there is on the network. Gas fees tend to increase. But most of these projects are on Ethereum. Bitcoin has, 3.7 billion, so a lot less than Ethereum. And as I said, most of these projects are on Ethereum. Cardano right down here at about 1 day fee of 0, but over 7 days, 3,175. So, basically 0. Cosmos is not on here, so there's no fees being spent on Cosmos. But this goes to show the usage of Ethereum, and as I said, it's the market leader when it comes to dApps and the DeFi ecosystem. It's almost entirely on Ethereum, and that's probably going to continue for a while. But we will see. Cardano could take a little bit going forward now that it's added smart contract capability. So I'm going to end this video here and summarize. Essentially, the third generation blockchains, Cosmos and Cardano, have much more advanced features. They're more scalable, more efficient, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Ethereum to catch up in terms of having the same features as the same low fees, the same speed as the newer generation blockchains, because they're newer, they have more technology, it's more easier to update them, things of that nature. However, Ethereum has the advantage of having a strong ecosystem. Most developers want to build on there because of the fact that everyone is on there. This could of course change though as time goes on. Cardano could take some market share. Cosmos could take more market share. I think in the end, the latter two will take some more market share. But I think Ethereum will probably remain the leader for a while, you know, because of the amount of projects that are still being built on Ethereum, the amount of value that's being created in the DeFi market. I think it's going to continue to remain the leader, but I think that Cardano and Cosmos will also take a small piece of the pie. So I hope you got some value from that. All three great projects. Full disclosure, I hold all of them because I think they're all going to do very well. So hope you got value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.